Hey, it's your boys, me and the Prince, which means it's going to be the Prince and Me podcast.
Prince and Me podcast.
I finally found a way to transition into that. Like it's me and the Prince, and then that means it's the Prince and Me podcast. That's pretty cool, ain't it?
Sure, buddy.
Today we're going to be reviewing the Elimination Chamber match. No, the Elimination Chamber card. But up until then,
I only saw the main event, but yeah.
I stayed up until 5 a.m. in the morning and watched the entire thing.
I went to sleep like a human.
Actually, that is a lie. I did not do that. I just waited until the next day and just watched the matches.
I went to sleep like a normal human being. I naturally woke up during the entrance of one Kevin Owens.
But you gotta really think that's kind of how everyone else in the world kind of views wrestling, like people in Australia or wherever they were.
That sucks to be them.
Well,
I don't have to do that. I can watch wrestling at 7 p.m.
Yeah, but we kind of had to do it this time around, so it's kind of equal.
Who's we? I didn't have to do shit, and I didn't do it. I refuse to do it. I don't care.
That's fair.
What show it is? The only show I would do that for is the Royal Rumble.
Would you have felt worth it if you had to do it for this year's Royal Rumble? Would that have been worth it to stay up until 5 a.m.?
If it ended like this year's Rumble?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
This year's Rumble was bad. Well, it was an okay Royal Rumble.
The
finish was bad.
The men's was subpar, and the women's was pretty good. Like the only surprise of the men's one was Andrade. Everything else was like
there was more surprises.
I mean, like what R-Truth coming out and like going like
no, that's not a surprise. Technically, even though I saw it coming, Sami Zayn was a surprise entrant. Technically,
yeah.
Pat McAfee was a surprise entrant.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know? Because in this landscape of wrestling, there is rarity in surprises because we can always see things coming. But there was something this past week that I did not see coming, which was Shawn Spears in NXT.
Yo, that is wild. I thought he was going to come out in the Rumble.
Yeah. And honestly, on top of that, I thought he was going to just be reverted back to Ty Dillinger. But they gave him his full entire presentation of the chairman. Like basically Ridge Holland was in the middle of the ring and was like being like, I don't know why everyone's saying that I'm injuring people, and then he just gets smacked in the back of the head with a fucking chair.
Wah, fucking wah.
And then
womp womp.
And then Shawn Spears says he's going to be at NXT Roadblock next week, which is a really good thing.
There's a show next week?
I think it's a show. I don't think it's a pay-per-view.
It's like on weekly.
Actually, no. I think it's next week. There is going to be an NXT show, and then they're probably going to do a pay-per-view on the weekend.
Oh,
because the main event is going to be Ilya. No, it's going to be Ridge Holland. Not Ridge Holland. Jesus Christ, Tony D'Angelo versus Carmelo Hayes for #1 contendership at the NXT title.
That's the main event
of the Roadblock. Yeah,
that is terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible, mostly because it was how it was set up. It was like Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes was in the ring having a contract signing, and then Tony D'Angelo comes down and is like, "Hey, listen, I put my money in the right places, and let me tell you what, I think Carmelo Hayes needs to fight for his title opportunity." And then it was ultimately Ilya Dragunov's choice, and Ilya was like, I want to see Carmelo actually earn something in his life. And then
the main event should be Dijak and Gacy.
Actually, I don't know if that's the main event, but I agree if that's the case. But then again, they're going to be in an asylum match, which is the last time they had an asylum match. It was that god-awful fucking Ambrose and Chris Jericho.
That wasn't a bad match.
I don't know. I don't have fond memories of it.
It was very entertaining. I was also 9 years old, and I love hardcore wrestling.
That's surprising to say. Like I was gonna say, you're 9 years old, so there's a different thing. But I'm like imagining modern day, Ty watching that match and being like, this is basically like a fucking like a very soft version of hardcore wrestling.
I just like the thumbtack finish.
Okay, what was the finish again with that?
Actually, the match. I don't remember the match. I remember the finish.
Okay, all right. Well,
I like the finish.
All I remember is the stupid visual of the steel cage with all the fucking weapons embedded into it, and it looked like they were put on by pieces of tape.
I think that's fucking funny.
It's funny, but it's not like serious.
It's entertaining. It's funny. And then the finish with the fucking code breaker countered into the tax, and then a DDT in the tax. It's good.
To be fair, it's probably better than a finish than Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a Hell in a Cell, and then fucking the spirit of Bray Wyatt comes through.
Where the TV explodes or something explodes in Ambrose's face.
Yeah,
and then there's a ghost hologram, and then Bray Wyatt's from under the ring, and then Rollins just pins him.
Which it was a funny visual, but it was still like that's fucking beyond stupid.
It's funny. It's great. Comedy in wrestling draws money.
Yeah.
I like funny shit. I like stupid shit.
Because
I'm not saying I don't like wrestling I'm not saying I like wrestling that's not believable. If it's not believable, then no. But if it's funny and believable, I love it.
Like, something could be absolute fucking dog shit, but if it's making me laugh, that kind of saves it a little bit. But if it's a lot worse when something's dog shit and you're just sitting there quiet, being like, this is bad.
Like, I'm not all in for the wrestling. I don't care if it's, you need to have your 5-star classics, your flips. I don't care. Entertain me.
Yeah. People get pissed off at Orange Cassidy nowadays, but I watched an Orange Cassidy versus Grayson Waller match, and
I've been meaning to watch that.
I only watched half of it so far. There's 10 times more comedy spots than in Orange's modern day matches. Dude, it was so fucking. There was one spot I gotta bring up. It's a bit of a spoiler, but it doesn't matter. Grayson Waller grabs a fucking chair from the crowd, sets it down, sets Orange Cassidy in it, grabs another chair that had a fan in it, sets it down, puts the fan in the chair, fucking goes back, jumps over the fucking fan, and does a fucking Luthez to Cassidy on the chair. And just jumps over him. It was actually really good, if not risky. I would shit myself if I was told to do that spot to a fan. Because I'm not sure if I can make that, but Grayson Waller could.
I wouldn't shit myself. If I couldn't make it, I would walk up, I would run up, stop at the fan and go around the fan and just punch the guy in the face.
Yeah. But speaking of shit.
Because that's even funnier.
But speaking of shit, of these shits.
Maxine Dupree?
Maxine Dupree has recently got a wave of support from other wrestlers because at a live event she was walking out was getting booed the fuck out of. And
so people aren't allowed to boo people they don't like.
See, this is weird because this is a stance where I'm like kind of fence-sitting a little bit, where it's like, in one aspect, it's like, this is my empathetic side being like, I always like to see someone develop in front of a crowd. I like to see that happen, but that belongs in NXT. But at the same time, I have empathy for Maxine Dupree, and I do enjoy her presence and her energy. And I can understand everyone of her friends coming out and supporting her for that. But at the same time, people paid a fucking ticket at the end of the day. And I'm not even saying that, this has nothing to do with like what I think in comparison to my ability to Maxine Dupree's ability. Whether it's just a matter of fact of if you're going to put someone in front of a crowd to entertain them, they have to be able to wrestle good. And I'm not even, the point of view that I have is literally just seeing her getting booed out. I did not even see the match itself. The only reference point I have of Maxine Dupree being a bad wrestler is of them highlighting her able to do a suplex, and the second one was the Royal Rumble where she fucked up a spot.
More than a spot.
Like she fucked up a spot, they had to fucking redo it, and even it still looked like
her
shit afterwards.
Entire run in the Royal Rumble.
But yeah, that's why like the empathetic part of me comes out as like imagining myself in that position of being like, am I TV presentable or not? That's where I empathize and understand. But that's where NXT kind of comes into play in that sense. But to be fair, they are having her do one-on-ones at live events and not on TV. But at the same time, that's at the cost of the entertainment of the fans to an extent. But I do appreciate, because you got to understand, like, back in, like, the Attitude Era, like, if something wasn't working with someone, what they would do is not give up on them. And they would consistently try over and over again with the different gimmicks. They would constantly try to make something out of someone. And that's what I see with Maxine Dupree in a sense. Whereas if Vince McMahon was still behind the reins, she would be fired. And a part of me is like, I don't like that. Like, a part of me is like, I want to see someone succeed and I want to see her become a better wrestler. But again, that's why we have NXT. So it's a shitty situation, and I'm fully understanding of her friends coming out and supporting her. But I feel like there needs to be responsibility on like the end of like the actual wrestler herself to get better.
Yeah, I don't like. She got booed. Okay, look, if you buy a ticket to a wrestling show, you're allowed to cheer and boo whoever you fucking want.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna come on and say fucking You should stop booing her. She's trying to get back. No.
Yeah.
Boo her. Do whatever you fucking want. You bought a ticket. I'd boo her.
Yeah, no, I'm fully in support of fans expressing the way, I'm fine with like the other wrestlers coming out and supporting her in terms of like being there for someone that they care about, but saying that the fans themselves are somewhat in the wrong is, I understand that humans make mistakes, but at the same time, the fans do have a voice that they have used. Speaking of their fans using their voice, we want Liv Morgan. That's another thing. A subset of the fans have said, a small subset, I'd say a very small miniature amount, have likened Liv Morgan to Cody Rhodes. And the fact that Liv Morgan, they think, deserves a match with Rhea Ripley. And that's where I come in, and I'm on your side with this situation. They're liking Becky Lynch to The Rock. And it's pretty fucking absurd. Like, pretty fucking absurd. Like, you think the Cody one is absurd. I agree. The Liv Morgan one is beyond absurd. For one, Liv Morgan does deserve a spotlight.
Does she?
I'd say so. I do like her as a wrestler, and I do appreciate her. When she returned to the Rumble, that was a big fucking pop for me. I love her energy. But at the same time, the difference is Cody versus Roman was in place. It was going to happen. It was going to happen before The Rock was going to be in the picture. That was happening either way. So Cody getting fucked out of his main event with The Rock felt a bit unjustified because The Rock hasn't been there all year. It's not at all comparable. Like, you can at least see that to an extent.
No,
not even to an extent.
They're both bullshit.
Okay, well that's okay. I thought our agreement here would be like, oh, okay, we can see it from the same point of view, but no, that's fair.
Should have stayed Rock Rowan. Why? Don't bitch about something on Twitter if you cried for that match for 10 years. Now you're gonna get it. Now you want to cry about it. I don't see the hype in Liv Morgan. Never have.
I can really only see it. I can see it from your point of view because her character has not been like actually defined well. There was an entire thing where she was like, I'm really into extreme wrestling. I'm really into extreme rules and wanting to get bloody. But that was never really fully presented on TV that well.
That didn't even work.
And booking wise, she has not been booked the best at all. Last time she was in the main event picture, she half-assedly won the world title from fucking Ronda Rousey and then had to cheat to win it. And it was like,
did she cheat to win it?
I think the second time I think it was a bullshit roll up where she put her feet on the ropes.
Oh, to retain it.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, and
I think I remember
that. So I mean, I think Liv Morgan would at least deserve a match with Rhea Ripley because there is a storyline somewhat there. But at SummerSlam, after Rhea Ripley loses the title, I
hate this word deserve.
But at the same time,
she doesn't deserve it.
But my main issue at the same time with the women's division is there's not a lot of stars. So they need to make stars.
Right.
And what I would say is if they book Liv Morgan right to have her beat
she can be a star, yeah.
Yeah. To have her beat Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam.
No.
I would say, but at the same time, how are we going to make stars? The only reason Nia Jax even was realistically a thing to face Rhea Ripley was because she beat Becky Lynch.
Nia Jax, I don't like Nia Jax, but she's been there long enough and been in the main event scene long enough where she was a believable challenger for Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, she was in the scene for what? Main event scene at least for 3-4 months, if that?
Yeah, 3-4 months.
And had no good matches while in the main event scene.
Yeah, she got the next night after she won the title, she got the shit booed out of her. Like, people were booing her.
She's not great.
I would say it's because of the booking.
I'm not going to say she's the shits, but she's not great.
I think it's just because of the booking, honestly. I don't see anything.
It's not even that. I can't name one great Liv Morgan match.
She must have had one with one.
Can you name one great Liv Morgan match?
Give me a second. I got this. No.
At least with Cody, we all know I don't like Cody. But at least with him, he's a good wrestler. I'll never say Cody Rhodes is the shits. I just don't like Cody Rhodes. And I think this storyline is bullshit. Cody's good. Cody can have a good match. I can name tons of good Cody matches. Can't name one good Liv Morgan match.
Yeah, I gotta agree, and that roots down to the same thing, of saying that it's ridiculous to begin with to compare these two situations with one another.
And I don't count multiple person matches as certain people. So let's say this Elimination Chamber match she was in was good. That's not a Liv Morgan match. That's an Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, and also just based off of actual rivalries. Like she had a rivalry with Rhea Ripley, and
went nowhere. I was there in the crowd when Rhea turned heel on her.
Yeah,
but it went nowhere.
And that's why it's like the only way to build a star is to maybe harbor back to that rivalry and to make something out of that.
I wouldn't have her beat her at SummerSlam. I'd have her face her at SummerSlam, get close to winning, but she loses. Bounces back. A pay-per-view or two later, now she beats her.
I guess that was my point of I was thinking originally the first rebound match would be Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan at Backlash. And then that's how it build up.
So over the summer it builds up?
Yeah.
Then yes, if you just started at SummerSlam, you need to have Liv have a strong showing but lose that first match, I think.
Yeah.
And then she bounces back and wins. Have Rhea win clean. Maybe do a second rematch. Rhea wins with cheating. Third rematch, Liv wins.
Yeah. That's how you actually build someone on the week to week to the month to month of actually building up something to make another star.
Right.
So that I think that was just ridiculous. Another thing is, I'm sorry to tell you guys, it's a really sad thing, but the meat match at AEW Revolution has been canceled.
Well, by the time this comes out, Revolution would have already happened.
And I still will not be over it. Because
no, I was looking forward to that. I'm watching Revolution this weekend this is the first AEW show I'm watching in a long fucking time. I'm watching it this weekend. I knew of two matches going into this show. I knew of the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby, and I didn't even know who was in it, but I heard it was a meat match.
Yeah. And
I was sold. Then I figured out the main event was going to be Joe, Swerve, and Hangman. I love all three of them. I don't want that this early because I don't want Swerve to have to lose to Joe this early, especially because I think Swerve's the guy to beat him.
Right.
But it's so early in Joe's run, I don't think you take the belt off Joe yet.
Yeah, you don't.
I would have rather had Joe Hangman 1-on-1. Save Swerve for All Out.
Yeah.
But, those are the only three matches I know from this entire card. I'm going into the rest of this, no clue what I'm watching.
Trying to fucking I mean that's the problem with AEW constantly having randomized booking.
Yeah.
Which even
now I'm I wanted to see that meat match. I like big hoss fights.
Okay, I had a fucking stupid thought in my mind for how the meat match would go, and I know it's not. Even if it were to happen, it would never happen like this. But I thought it'd be funny because the match was going to be Lance Archer versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow. My idea was literally just to have tables of meat on the outside of the ring that they use as weapons. How to bury an idea in one fucking match. Just take the fans' fucking crowd chants and absolutely fucking bury it with the shittiest match ever. I like the idea.
We have the next Vince Russo over here.
I like the stupid idea. I don't know why. It's fucking hilarious.
Vince Russo. By the way, with this meat match, you put those three on the poster. Where the fuck's Keith Lee? Where the fuck's Brian Cage? I'm sure there's other media.
Dude, you could have fucking did the rematch of Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland at Revolution.
No, I don't want to see that anymore. I'm so
at this point, it's gonna be
you turned on him 2 fucking years ago, and they still haven't had a fucking 1-on-1.
At this point, they're gonna play it off as a joke. They have to. 2 years from now, they're gonna fucking announce it again.
You know what would be hilarious?
What?
If they were to do that at Revolution? So then I could say Swerve and Keith Lee finished their story before Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucking great.
Like Grayson Waller did on the way to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Finish your story before Cody Rhodes.
I just at this
Speaking
point,
of Elimination Chamber, we were supposed to do it 10 minutes in. We are 20 minutes in.
no, we'll see. No, because the Elimination Chamber is gonna go by so fucking quick. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
we can honestly, God, we can do the Elimination Chamber now and then save the rest of the topics that I have for afterwards if you wanted.
Yeah.
All right,
Flying without radar on this one.
All right, so the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view I actually watched all the way through. I skipped only like the commercials and shit like that, which there was for a fucking what is it? Like it was like a 2 or 3 hour pay-per-view or premium live event. To only have 4 matches is kind of fucking nuts.
It had 4 matches.
It had 4 fucking matches, which I prefer that rather than jamming the entire thing with like 12 matches. I'm fine with that.
I don't like 12. I like a good 7-8 match card though.
Yeah. But I have to give it like they have to set the Elimination Chamber, take it down, set it back up, and take it down. And then
They don't take it down after the matches. They just raise it to the ceiling.
Oh, well, in that case, they have no fucking excuse.
It's not like an indie show.
Well, the fact that I kind of thought that is actually quite
It takes
fucking
hours
ridiculous.
to put up and take down.
That is actually quite ridiculous that I thought that. Okay, well, never mind. I'm kind of stupid.
We know that.
Well, okay. Thank you for your. Okay, fuck you. But
the Royal Rumble only had 4 matches on it too, and that was a 4-hour fucking show. And you'd think, oh, there's 2-hour-long Rumble matches on it. That means within a span of 2 hours between the Rumbles, you have 2 matches,
which was Logan Paul and Kevin Owens,
which was good. It was actually really good.
And then LA Knight versus Randy
A
Orton.
very mid 4-way.
A very mid 4-way.
Which you'd think would be a good 4-way because look at the names in it.
Yeah. I watched part of it and I wasn't too fucking upset with it. It was like something I could see on a Raw though.
Right. That's like a Monday Night Raw match. That's like mid-card Monday Night Raw. That 4-way was mid as fuck.
It's fine though. So actually, they had a pre-show match for this. I
heard about that. All I know is Indy Hartwell was in it. I don't fucking know.
It was the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane defeating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell by pinfall.
Oh.
It was 8 minutes, and honestly, I saw like the ending of it, and I saw Indy Hartwell and Candice were like getting a standing ovation because Indy Hartwell's from Australia, I think.
Which I didn't even know she was from Australia.
Yeah. But at least
she was from like a different country. But
yeah. The second match, the first match on the official card was Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Raquel Rodriguez, and Tiffany Stratton. And my God, the first part of this match, it was Becky Lynch versus who was it? It was Becky Lynch versus Naomi. And I thought it went so fucking slow. Like, to me, it went so fucking slow. Yeah, it was like, you could tell there was a difference in how they wrestled because of how hot it was out. It was like you could noticeably tell that they were fucking sweating, and it looked a little bit kind of like wish-washy. It looked a little bit like they were going from spot to spot and they were kind of fucking things up, or it didn't come across as smooth, which is fine. But when Tiffany Stratton got in, Tiffany Stratton as the only heel in this match was one of the most over people.
There was only one heel in the entire 6-person match.
Yeah, no, there's only one heel in the entire match. And she was the most fucking over. I kid you not. When she got pinned, people were audibly booing.
Which is bad, because why, if you have one heel in the match, they should be getting a lot of fucking heat.
Yeah. Because
why is the crowd cheering when the one heel? Because
she came in and started doing really fucking cool shit. Like she started, I forgot exactly what the moves were, but she was more fast. She was more, seemed like she knew what she was doing.
But there's more to wrestling than cool shit.
No, yeah, exactly. I agree with you. But like the fact is, that's how the fans reacted, was that holy shit. Like she's doing all these cool things. She actually made the fucking match ramp up.
You know what was the most? We'll get there. Actually.
Yeah.
Entertaining part of my night.
And then there was like a combination of, and then afterwards, Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez came in. Raquel Rodriguez was dealing with like a skin condition.
I seen that,
where she couldn't wear makeup, but honestly, God, good on her. Good on her for still coming out and still fucking like working her fucking ass off to make the match work. Overall, I mean, like, I'll get to overall after the Bianca Belair. There was like one good spot that I noticed with Naomi and Raquel, I believe, where like Raquel has her up, hits her against the fucking the actual Elimination Chamber, but then bounces her off the ropes and then somehow turns into a fucking DDT. That looked really fucking sick.
Okay, I might need to see that.
Yeah, it looked really fucking sick. And then obviously afterwards, I think during that time, Liv Morgan pins Tiffany Stratton, gets the fucking big ass boo. Because Liv Morgan, to her credit, despite the fact I think she's face, played it off as if like, oh, boo fucking who. So she at least
again, man. What?
And then Bianca Belair came in, had a fire, fucking taking everyone out. And I forgot. Bianca Belair eliminates Raquel Rodriguez by doing like her finisher.
The also, set out burning hammer.
Yeah. Also, wait. No, actually, before Tiffany Stratton got eliminated, Tiffany Stratton, I forgot what it was. Fucking Naomi comes off the top of the cell with something, and then misses splash, I think, and then Tiffany Stratton rolls up Naomi, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's like, okay, good. That starts up a feud, but at the same time, Naomi just returned, and in one of the first matches you have back with her, you have her take a pin by quick roll up, which to me seems a bit more cheap than a fucking finisher, if I'm being honest. Like, if you're gonna have her lose, have her like take a fucking finish and lose.
No, I feel like it protects her.
You think it protects her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't get like beat. She got caught off guard.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. And then the only other spot I can really think of aside from the finish was someone was draped across the top rope. Liv Morgan jumps off of the top of one of the chambers and fucking what is it, like it's a falling senton, but her ass lands on the chick's fucking abdominal region.
Oh, fucking. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it looked really fucking good.
Who did that before? Did Ruby Riott do it or Shotzi did it? One of them did it.
Yeah, possibly. But either way, it looked fucking really sick, and you could tell that Liv Morgan's fucking spine was hurting, but at the same time, could be selling.
Boo-hoo. Wrestling.
Still gotta like be upset when someone like a human's in pain, you know. You gotta have some kind of like that.
Unless
you like them.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree with you on that one. But the final three were Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair.
Dog shit.
I believe who was it? Who was it? I think Bianca Belair eliminates Liv Morgan and then quickly turns. It was like a few seconds, like eliminates Liv Morgan and then turns into Becky Lynch's fucking manhandle slam and then fucking 1, 2, 3.
I like Becky. I'm glad she won. I knew she was gonna win.
Yeah, because like literally everyone else, like the only other person I could see winning in this that would make sense would be Bianca Belair. Because Rhea Ripley
would be so fucking annoying. Because I'm not gonna say that because people will.
Bianca Belair, like the thing about it is, I can agree with you. Bianca Belair's face, the face is always better chasing after the championship than actually having it.
She's overdone. Like, I'm tired of seeing her on my TV.
I genuinely think she should have joined like the Bobby Lashley group, like instead of BFAB. I think a heel run for Bianca Belair would do wonders for her.
They're not even heels.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They're baby faces.
When BFAB joined, it was supposed to be a heel group, so that's why like
BFAB's there.
Yeah. He doesn't watch wrestling. BFAB is in the group, just to even up the odds, you know. And you want to know what's funny? In the W2K24 game, no, 23 at least, BFAB is in the game, but only as a manager. She's not
a wrestler. She's only had one fucking match, and it was a Royal Rumble match.
I mean, then again, that's probably better than having a situation like fucking who the fuck we're talking about? Maxine Dupree. Better have that her as.
And and she lasted 16 seconds. She comes in the ring at like number 3, one of the first couple spots.
It's like
got immediately tossed.
So that was the Elimination Chamber match, and overall, I thought it was good. I mean, from my point of view, there was a lot of good high spots. Something that was on this that annoyed me, like on this card in general for the Elimination Chamber matches, they have the actual chambers mic'd up.
Yeah, that was.
But
entertaining during the men's.
It's entertaining in certain circumstances. It was only really done once in the men's, but I felt like it should have been taken more advantage of. But maybe people in the chambers just weren't saying anything. So that was the first chamber match. First chamber match was pretty good. Can't find too much to actually like actively vitriolically fucking hate about it. other than the first fucking portion of it, which was fucking Becky Lynch versus Naomi. I don't know why, but it upset me when the match first started. Second match was the Judgment Day versus New Catch Republic.
Who?
British Strong Style, Pete Dunne.
Oh, British Strong Style.
Yeah, British Strong Style, Pete Dunne.
Why the fuck did they change their name?
I have to agree with you.
What the fuck?
I like how you genuinely did not know that was their new fucking name. It's the New Catch Republic.
Kill me.
You want to know what my name for them in my universe mode is?
Dog shit.
Euro Strong.
How about Cock Strong?
Would you say Euro Strong is better than New Catch Republic? You know?
Yes, but I like Cock Strong.
I gotta agree with you on that one. Pretty by the numbers match again. It was a tag team match, and it was a little bit more glimmer and glamour for a pay-per-view, but at the same time, it could have just been a Raw main event.
No, I saw clips from this match. It could have been a Raw mid-card.
There's nothing really. The only thing I watched it, and the only thing that I really poked out about it was there was one fuck up, but it was fine because it was supposed to be Tyler Bate, Hurricane running fucking Damian Priest into Finn Balor. That's on the top rope, and Damian Priest fucking stumbles. That's fine.
You know what I seen when I watched the highlights? I saw clips of this match, a lot of them, and it really annoyed me. Every fucking move, and he's doing it so noticeably. He's not hiding it at all.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah. No, that was noticeable.
What are you doing? I love Pete Dunne. What are you fucking doing?
There was one good spot with Tyler Bate with the airplane spin. He held that on that for a strong minute. The actual match duration was probably 17 minutes and 25 seconds.
That is too fucking long for that fucking match. That should have been 11 minutes at most, 10 to 12 minutes.
They have to fill some time on this, for four.
How about book more of your roster? That's a hard concept.
I know. But overall, it's not like it was necessarily a bad match or something that I sat there and was like, why the fuck is this on the card? It was good.
I looked at it and said, why the fuck is this on the card?
I was fine with it. They had a nice fucking Dom getting kicked out. Dude, Dom, this is the reason why I like it. Then the fact it was on the card was before the match, Dom makes the announcement for the Judgment Day. The boos are fucking absurdly loud.
It's good.
It's really fucking good because there was a lot of people in the arena, and like almost everyone was fucking booing, and it was actually a really good fucking heat. And I forgot exactly what the end of the match was, but I know there was a good amount of falsies in it.
Drizzling shits. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're fine. Shits. Actually, between this and the next thing, I believe it was the Grayson Waller effect with Austin Theory, Seth Rollins.
Don't say his name.
And the man who needs to finish the story.
Nope. And Stardust. Thank you.
Really, this did not need to be on the card. It was
to get Grayson Waller on the show.
It was to get Grayson Waller on the show, which is cool. He did a shoey with some UFC guy in the crowd. Cool, awesome. It's literally just them reiterating Seth Rollins saying to Cody Rhodes, "Hey, if you face off against the Bloodline, I'm gonna be here for you," which is the same thing that he said before.
It was literally the exact same promo, copy and paste, just to get Grayson Waller on the show.
And then,
but if you want to get Grayson Waller on the show, instead of making that match before 17 fucking minutes, put Grayson Waller versus Cody Rhodes.
It actually set up for it. And then the other thing was the Austin Theory harboring back to the only thing really character-wise that he's done, which is just copying The Rock, which is not really even a character thing. It's just something unique that he says, which is quote-unquote unique for Austin Theory, I know. I mean, I like Austin Theory's presentation and how he talks, but at the same time, it's like his character-wise.
I like Austin Theory.
Yeah, it's just he only has gotten better because he's with Grayson Waller.
What? No. Like, I liked him even before.
What?
Brother.
Fucking
Not
like
right
just go down this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, no,
Next match.
No. The one last thing I have to say is Austin Theory copying fucking Rock, and then crazy enough, fucking Seth Rollins kicking him in the stomach or some shit like that. Cody Rhodes hitting the fucking cutter on him, and then Seth curb stomping him. Grayson Waller not doing a single fucking thing. He's just standing there watching.
I'm gonna watch my friend get beat up when there's an injured guy beating him up, and I can easily take out his knee.
And I would understand to an extent if maybe Austin Theory was talking more shit about Australia, but like he only talked a little bit of shit about Australia in the first part of the promo. Nothing else. So it didn't really make sense. Could have just done without this. Next match, men's Elimination Chamber, which is Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley.
Wait, that wasn't the main event?
No, versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, so I turned off the show before it was over.
Yeah, you did.
Womp womp.
And
why the fuck wasn't that the main event?
the
show is called Elimination Chamber. Why is it not main evented by an Elimination Chamber with that much fucking star power?
Rhea Ripley is from Australia.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It matters to the booker.
It doesn't matter if she's from Australia. It doesn't mean she should get the main event. If that's the case, why the fuck was India Hartwell on the pre-show?
Because she's not a bigger star than Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley's not a bigger star than any of the 6 people in that men's chamber match.
I would disagree. Who
is she a bigger star than? And I don't want to hear Logan Paul.
Kevin Owens.
She is not even close to a bigger star than Kevin Owens.
They're on the same level.
Has she ever main evented WrestleMania?
I don't fucking know.
No, she hasn't. Kevin has twice.
Well, then you gotta make stars. Why not make a star in the women's division even more than?
So have her main event a Raw. She's against not. I'm not talking shit about Rhea. I love Rhea. She's facing Nia fucking Jax.
We'll get to the match when we get to the match. Okay,
the Elimination Chamber. This is my main event.
This is his main event. I can do with or without.
This match was so fucking good. I don't care what none of you say. Logan Paul drawing on the pod, drawing a fat guy and saying it's Kevin Owens is fucking hilarious. And then Kevin going in there and beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, no, that was really good. I found it even more hilarious because it's rare that anyone was using their mics, but Logan Paul used the mic and then he got immediately fucking censored. I don't know what the fuck he said, but he said some fucked up shit to someone.
And I like that he wasn't even using it just to talk. He actually grabbed it and he's talking like a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. The match itself scared the living shit out of me because I guess Randy Orton is just a very good seller.
That scared the fuck out of me, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good fucking seller, but at the same time, like, it's one of those things where it's just he takes a bump on his back and his face is beat red. And it's like, I don't know, man.
It's hard to sit through because it's like this man was out for so many months with a back injury, and he's so fucking good at making it believable.
Yeah, so
in my opinion, not just because, he's my favorite current wrestler. In my opinion, out of as far as in-ring work goes, Randy Orton is the greatest wrestler of all time.
I can see that. I can fucking see that. Because there's never a point where I feel like I have to worry about having a fucking subpar Randy Orton match.
I can only remember one bad Randy Orton match.
What was it?
Randy and AJ Styles, WrestleMania 35.
Don't remember that. So that's probably...
It was bad. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but like...
What about the Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt match at WrestleMania?
Okay. Well, which one? The first or the second one? They were both bad.
The one where like he set his house on fire. Was that Mania? That was a Mania.
That was leading into a Mania.
Oh, that was leading into a Mania. And then they had... what it was the cinematic match where they were in a house.
That match actually... That was at Payback?
Was it?
It was at Payback.
Okay, gotcha.
As a kid, entertained me. Saw it on YouTube pop up like a year ago. Went to watch it. What the fuck am I watching?
No, actually,
as a kid, it was entertaining.
I did not even take in consideration the Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt match that absolutely fucking buried the Fiend.
WrestleMania 37.
That with Alexa Bliss coming out of the fucking big ass box. And
like everyone has bad matches, but also you look at all of those.
Yeah,
those were the Booker. That wasn't Randy Orton.
Yeah, that was true.
The one with AJ kind of was just.
Why the fuck? That still pisses me off to this day because the Fiend was on a
he
good.
beat the Fiend in like 6 minutes,
and it was due to Alexa Bliss.
You want to know what's even worse? You probably don't even remember this.
What?
That was the opener.
That's how the entire card started off, by burying the Fiend, because fuck you, kid, you had a good idea and we want to fucking rub it into the dirt.
That was the night 2 opener. After the good opener from night 1, which was Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
I don't want to think about that anymore. Let's just go back to.
But no, Randy Orton. I like the spot with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's excited. He's got the brass knucks and then RKO out of fucking nowhere. Even though you've seen it coming, it still pops you.
Dude, the thing that really got to me was a negative thing about the match, which was LA Knight takes one move and then is laying for like 5-6 fucking minutes. He's just laying there doing nothing, which I understand.
Well, I don't remember. What was the move?
I forgot what the move was. I think it was just a fucking body slam.
Oh.
And he's just laying there for 6 minutes doing fucking nothing. And what else? Fucking, I think Lashley was the first one eliminated.
Yeah, by McIntyre.
By McIntyre, and then fucking
Then LA Knight.
Then LA Knight, because Bobby Lashley's selling something, working his way out, and then fucking AJ Styles just comes running in with a fucking chair and just starts smacking the living shit out of LA Knight.
As much as I'm tired of seeing the same spot where someone gets eliminated and the doors open and someone runs in.
Yeah.
I liked it. It caught me off guard, that one. Like, I knew the door was open, so I knew something was going down. But like the fact that he came in with a chair, and I didn't expect it to be AJ Styles.
Yeah, and just the fucking intensity.
Because now, like, I remember we were talking before. I called him a heel. You said he wasn't really a heel. Now he's definitely a heel.
No, for fucking sure. Enough to the point where they broke up the OC, and the OC has gone down to NXT.
And they're probably gonna do something with Tama Tonga now.
Yeah, that's the assumption, which is for the good for the
third out would have been Kevin Owens.
How do you get out again?
RKO,
yeah, and then fucking Logan Paul. And then it's down to Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and then
great finish.
Logan Paul cost him the match. It was like, did he hit the RKO?
Drew was pulling up an injured Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Randy was playing possum the entire time. He RKOs McIntyre, gets hyped up, turns around, knocked out by Logan Paul. McIntyre crawls into the cover.
Really fucking good except for the fucking match they have at
good finish.
Yeah.
I like that after he got knocked out by Orton got knocked out by Paul. Instead of McIntyre like getting up, no selling the RKO, and then Randy getting up after getting hit with brass knucks. I like that he just crawled into the pin.
Yeah.
It was good.
One of the spots was Logan Paul is just standing by a chamber, and then Bobby Lashley looks at him like Logan Paul is the worst human being ever, and just fucking runs and annihilates and spears him right through the Elimination Chamber. I like that. It was really well done, even though Lashley looked hurt. But then again, yeah, no, it was a really good fucking spot.
I enjoyed that entire match. It was very entertaining.
It kept my fucking interest the entire time. I don't think I looked down at my phone once.
And again, like you look at that match, there's no real crazy moves. You don't need that. That's not what wrestling is.
Yeah.
Wrestling is about entertaining, and they entertained me in that match.
Yeah, and LA it was the beginning to where LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, and I think that was well done as well.
It was very good storytelling.
And definitely
throughout everybody, too.
Yeah. And then the main event, rightfully so, Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax.
Why was this the fucking main event? I don't understand.
I mean, realistically, I don't know. Normal match, Elimination Chamber. Normal match, Elimination Chamber. It's kind of a nice flow to it.
That could have main evented a fucking Raw. Could have, mid-card Raw.
Yeah, as you know, it was normal match, main Elimination Chamber, normal match, Elimination Chamber.
Nice the shits.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the only parts I remember of this match are around like the ending, which was Nia Jax setting up Rhea Ripley on the table and giving her an elbow through it.
I'm not playing on my phone. Look up now.
There you go. Show. And then somehow fucking Rhea Ripley is able to hit the fucking riptide on Nia Jax. That's what I fucking remember from it. And I don't know. I say it's a good match, but the fact I can't remember all that much is pretty fucking bad.
That means it's a bad match. If Nia Jax is in it, it's a bad match.
But she's a star.
No, she's not.
She deserves the main event.
Believable for the title picture.
Yeah.
Dog shit wrestler should not be in the main event of anything.
The Elimination Chamber was given 36 minutes. This match was given 14 minutes. For a main event, that sounds about right.
Either way, I'd be okay with that one getting 14. 17 for that tag match is fucking. Why is the main event the shortest match on the card?
That's a good.
You can't count the pre-show.
You don't count the pre-show. Yeah, no, that is a good. That is a good critique of it, but because it's the only one-on-one match in the entire card. But at least with the other ones, you have multi people to actually kind of like make it longer.
That should not have been the main event. I will stand on that forever.
And the thing is, like, this was the one that was with Rhea Ripley's long ass title reign. It's rare that you have actual matches that are like have stakes to them. Competitive, have stakes to them. So it was definitely weird to see Nia Jax completely dominating Rhea Ripley, and it was believable.
That's even fucking worse.
I mean, if you got to make it competitive, you can't just have it be a squash, and you have to elicit sympathy for Rhea Ripley. So
right, but I don't like that at all.
Which is fair, but I mean, yeah, the fact that I can't remember all that much for her is bad, but at the same time. Overall, really good fucking. To me, okay.
So from what I'm hearing, I woke up at the right time and I turned the show off at the right time.
It was. I'd say it was I'd give it at least like a C. I'd give it at least a C.
From what it sounds like, I'll give that show fucking C- because I liked what should have been the main event. I'm gonna call it the main event because it is the main event. It's the Elimination Chamber.
Not on the card.
The men's chamber match.
You're gonna call Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax a dark match?
Yep, there's a dark match. It's like the Big Show versus Drew McIntyre WrestleMania 36. That is a dark match.
That was a liminal space match. That was such a fucking weird instance.
What, with McIntyre Big Show?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just had it be a Monday Night Raw main event? McIntyre on Raw giving an open challenge.
No, see what it had.
That means basically on the Raw after WrestleMania, you didn't have your brand new WWE champion on.
And it was so awkward. I understand because they needed to like fill time to kind of get adjusted to the new like coronavirus thing. But like it's so weird to have this entire show and then kind of just. I don't even think it was.
But you could have done it to fit the time on Raw. Why say it was at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
That could have been the Raw main event. Now, technically, your WrestleMania 36 main event is Big Show versus Drew McIntyre.
I mean, at this point, that's probably for the best.
In the year 2020.
Honest to God, that's probably for the best because the other one was Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar.
Fuck it.
It's good to have that etched out a little bit. Don't worry.
Which... did make me a little mad that the main event of WrestleMania was 4 fucking minutes. After Edge and Randy Orton went fucking 47.
Okay, that's another dog shit match. That's another.
It's not a dog shit match.
I don't know, man. I swear to God.
Went too long, yes.
I was sitting there. I was sitting there actively getting pissed off.
Went too long.
Yeah,
wasn't a bad match.
I don't know. It's would you say 47 minutes?
Went way too long.
At some point, a match to me is like it's good by the accumulation of the entire thing. And to me, if a match goes 47 fucking minutes, there's no crowd and it just feels fucking awkward, that's bad. They can only do what they were given. I understand it was last minute. I'm not saying it's understandable.
Here's why I say it's a good match, right? If that match happened in front of a crowd,
yeah,
people would have loved it.
Right.
It's literally because there was no crowd that people say it's shit.
Yeah.
If you have a crowd for that, that is a good match.
That's fair.
You can watch it back. Nothing went wrong in that match. Yes, did it go too long? Yeah. It's a good match. That's why, same with the SummerSlam 2023 main event. Jey Uso, Roman Reigns. Did it need to go 37 minutes? No. But that doesn't mean it was a bad match.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good match. And I'm not being biased because I was there. It was actually a good match.
Yeah, because they actually told the story.
Right.
Except for the ending. The ending was kind of fucking
bizarre.
It was fucking bizarre.
The ending was still a good finish. Didn't make much sense, not much. But it was a good finish.
So overall, like especially with especially going back to like the Corona fucking thing, that entire like, I found it hard. I got annoyed and I was mad at the match and I thought it was not good, but at the same time, it was like it's not like normal. It's not normal. I can't judge it the same way I would judge everything else because of what position they were fucking put in. But again, overall, Elimination Chamber, it could have been worse, but it sure as hell could have been a whole lot fucking better.
I don't know if it could have been much worse from what it sounds like.
Oh yeah. They're having at AEW Revolution. They're now replacing the meat match with an all-star match. It's gonna be
Who's in
it's gonna be
it?
an 8-man scramble, and there's 2 missing people. It's gonna be Wardlow versus Lance Archer versus.
There's already a mistake. Those aren't all stuff.
No. Wardlow versus Lance Archer versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus 2 mystery people.
That is the shits.
Dog, brother, are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me, dude, you're telling me you canceled the meat match. You canceled the meat match because of injury, but none of the people involved in the match were actually injured. You're telling me other people in other matches were injured and you couldn't make a random fucking match like you did with this one for another thing. Tony Khan, what fucking drug are you on? Because I need to let my kids know to never take that shit. Are you? I'm sorry, that is genuine. I looked down at my phone. I'm not going to lie to you. I opened Facebook for a quick second and I saw that. And it was just like bullshit in my face. Why?
What are we doing?
What are we fucking doing? What are we doing, Con? Oh my god, that got me fucking so heated. Holy fucking shit. Am I going crazy? Am I dying? Are you real? Are you real? Let's take a moment of silence.
This has been a Prince of Me podcast.
No.
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done. I'll see you guys next week.
I'll finish it out, I guess. I got you, buddy. Take your time out there. I apologize that my cohort guys got the emotions better. I had more topics. But never mind. I have a new. What's going on?
This has been the Hot Dog and Prince and Me podcast.
This has been the Prince and Me and Hot Dog podcast. Do you have any opinions of Phil Brooks and Jade Cargill being 24?
This has been
Being what?
the Prince and Me podcast.
It has been, and it has been beautiful, and we apologize for anything that may have affected your mental because of this, but we appreciate you.
Fuck
we love you.
Tony Khan.
I find that's
if there's one person I dislike more than I dislike Cody Rhodes, it's Tony Khan.
I'd suck your dick to get a booking, don't worry.